Welcome back again. People often use phrases terminal windows, command line, and shell interchangeably, but they are three distinct things. The terminal window is a software representation of a physical teletype terminal that gives you a connection to the computer. To do anything useful, you must be able to type instructions at the command line. The command line is provided by the shell, and the terminal window lets you access the shell. Let us understand this thing better in the coming slides. We have already seen the terminal in the previous video lecture. The terminal is a text input and output environment. It is better to call a terminal a program that displays a graphical user application from which we can interact with the computer system, or call it the user's console. It allows the users to run a shell and allows to enter the commands. When you open a terminal window and type commands, something has to take what you have typed, figure out what you intended, and then run the tasks you have asked for. The software that does this is called the shell. A shell is a command interpreter. It scans what you have typed and picks out the commands, directory names, file names, and program names so that it can figure out what you're trying to achieve. Understand that it's like a program that processes your commands and outputs the result. If you got this, you need nothing more to know about the shell. It's good enough to give you a good start in this journey of learning Linux. As I said, Linux has got many distributions. Therefore, there are many different types of shells too available to work with. For this course, we will restrict ourselves to working with the bash, that is the bourne again shell. Let's have a quick overview of the bash shell then. In the shell scripting section of this course, you will interact with the bourne again shell, which is also called bash, which is an interactive Unix shell and also used as a scripting language. It supports foreground and background task execution and elementary job control. Bash is one of the first programs that Linus Torvalds, the creator of Linux if you remember, had ported to Linux. Bash was first released in 1989, and for most Linux distributions, it's the default shell environment. It was written by BrainFox for the GNU project as a free software replacement for the Bourne shell. Something you should not get confused about is that Bash is also a programming language. So it's a shell, but you can also program behavior in the Bash. The how to do that part of this you will discover only later when you complete the modules till you reach the shell scripting section. So that's all about knowing the shell in this lecture. We'll be meeting you in the next tutorial again.